Universal owns Def Jam. It's under the same umbrella. Universal owns Interscope and everything under that. MCA was folded into that. Arista got consumed by Jive. So if you look at those sort of things, when you have that much of a conglomerate under one name, that's where you have the problem with filtering, because they only want to bank on what makes money. They don't want to take a risk. That's why there's no artist development anymore. When A&Rs come to find artists or they go to showcases, and I've been told this personally, you have to be ready if we want to sign you or if there's something we want to do with you, because they don't have 2 years to waste anymore. Or it's not even that they don't want, it's not even that they don't want to waste it or they don't have it to waste. They'd rather make money if it's there to be made already.
And they may not have the money to waste that time anymore. I mean, because the structure of the music industry has changed so much.
Well, everything
they don't have the money.
Everything is shrinking. Would you not say, Todd? Yeah, the only thing that's going to be left, I think, you're going to have booking agents, you're going to have managers, and you're going to have people who can actually get you endorsements and things like that, because everyone can already see that the day of the major record label is dying. I mean, look how many people, if they wanted to, could form their own record label because they have enough money to do it, and they would probably be better than the people who are trying to run the industry right now. But I think independence is also the way to go. If you can get whatever distribution with somebody who has a bit of a name and they still believe in what you're doing, that's great. But those chances pretty much are slim and none, because if you look at the majority of the music that's out there, it's pushed either by an independent. And to give you an example on the hip-hop side of things, there's an artist on the West Coast in California named Tech9. Now, he's been doing music for the last 15 to 20 years. He's the only artist who's independently scanned 1 million records. So if you think about it, he's sold over 1 million records. Not that he's made $1 million, because if you think about it, the average record sells for anywhere between $10 and $15,
yeah. Right?
Now, if you do the math based on selling 500,000 units, 1 million units, 2 million, but it's also what you ship. So if a major label ships 3 million records, they expect 33% of the people to buy the record. Eventually, not right away, unless you get a major push behind you, or you just have a really great buzz because of the music. But I completely agree with Todd that eventually, especially with the MacBooks and all these other all these things that are coming out from the technology side of things, you're going to have more artists pushing their own thing independently and saving their own money and getting private investors.
Well, the new structure of the music industry, the shape that it's taking, will show, I guess, new emerging voices and who is cut out for it and who isn't. I mean, and just like the DIY movement in the 70s and 80s that really pushed those new emerging voices into the 90s and helped influence, where we're standing now. I think this new digital DIY movement will show who is really cut out to be there and who really just was riding the coattails of the industry.
I agree that the do-it-yourself model is really the way to go. I mean, personally, there's a lot that I've been able to get done without anybody's help, from major cosigns or endorsements or stuff like that. But now that I've done what I've done by myself, now people are like, oh, you are doing something. Maybe I can come talk to you now and see what's there. And personally, I look at it and I say, I would rather just do shows, put out my music, and make the money where you make the money where you can make the money. But I know that one of the biggest thing is going to be touring. And because of the new 360 deals that labels are giving artists, which is they take a percentage of everything. Before, merchandising and touring was off limits to labels. Now, the new deal that comes out that you sign is you got to give them a cut of everything.
It's becoming very common. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know that in the end, the shows are really going to be the only thing they can't take completely from the artist. That's going to be it. Like, music is now an emotional tool for the live show, and I hope that's where it goes completely. And I hope that artists like yourself are able to hang on to their DIY thing and tell those record companies no until they starve to death. And maybe then that music can be judged on merit, not the dollars behind it.
Well,
I've heard that comment from other people too.
well, good music is good music, right? So.
Good music does not shine through.
Nope, and I was going to say that good music is good music. At the end of the day, you will have some people who are able to break through the barriers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people right now who are still trying to hold on to the old model and salvage it. And it's kind of interesting if you want to parallel it to what's going on in the economy right now, what they're going to have to restructure GM and all these, the car industry. It's the same thing, because there's been so many changes and people have been living beyond their means. And if you want to look at the music industry the same way, they've been taking advantage of the fact that there's so many people who are trying to get into the industry that they can have their pick and push and brainwash whatever they want to be in the public eye.
That's really interesting, actually. I read, there's a author from France who says something almost exactly like that. The structure of the music industry is like the structure of the economy. Basically what he says is, can we hear the crisis of society and the crisis of music? And I think, and maybe it's a rhetorical question, but I think that right now it's very true. And what you point out is exactly right.
What do you think, Todd?